Considering the number of crazy things that Homer gets away with, he is already a pseudo-mayor of Springfield. But what if Homer officially received this title and started looking over the city? The man who can't even work at a nuclear power plant would surely be a good candidate for running a city with countless people. And will everyone accept this rule? Or will the people of Springfield just leave?
The Mayor, starring Homer Simpson.
Bart leaves a whoopee cushion underneath Homer's side of the couch. When the family sits down, everyone thinks that Homer just let out a fart, and they look angry. Maybe they should be used to it by now. While trying to feed his dog, Bart finds a wild badger camping out in the doghouse. The animal is vicious and difficult to deal with. When Bart fails to get rid of the creature, he turns to Lisa in the hopes that she has an answer. Bart tries everything to get the badger out, and finally, Homer steps in, but he immediately receives a thrashing from the wild animal. The next logical step for Homer is to kill the animal with dynamite, but Lisa tells her father to call animal control instead. When Homer makes the call, he does not get connected, and Marge explains that their area code has been changed. It used to be 636. But now the code is 939. This news is devastating for Homer. His entire life is now out of balance because 636 is so much easier to dial. Meanwhile, 939 is an abomination.
939? What the hell is that? Oh, my life is ruined.
Marge does not understand why Homer is so upset, but she has to stand there and watch her husband have a temper tantrum. Homer decides to call every concerned authority and file a complaint, but the area code change makes that difficult as well, and he has no choice but to cower in fear. The following day, Homer is still upset about the area code change, and he rants to Lenny and Carl. Homer's friends seem a lot more casual about the situation, but that's because they were aware that the area code was going to be changed. Homer, on the other hand, ignored all warnings, and only now is catching up. Later on, while watching TV, Homer learns that Springfield is going to be visited by his favourite band, The Who, and the TV station is giving out a ticket for free to a random winner. This is Homer's chance to forget about the area code business and look forward to a concert. The winner is decided by calling a random person, and Homer is sure that his number was chosen. But Bart has to explain that their area code is not included in this lucky draw. Homer now has to face the brutal reality of a messed up system. He can't even watch his favourite band without being troubled by the area code.
Oh, it's not fair! I've been a fan of The Who since the very beginning.
Bart then tells Homer that he should file a complaint with the TV station, but he's just teasing Homer. Because there is no calling the TV station, the area code has essentially cut off this part of Springfield. Later on, a town meeting is held where concerns about the area code are heard. The woman addressing the town is condescending, and she doesn't really care. She simply plays a stupid video to explain the new area code, but the video is not of any help. Homer decides to take matters into his own hands, and he accuses the city of dividing the area codes based on class difference. Everyone with the old area code is a rich, stuck-up snob. Meanwhile, everyone with the new area code are people who slave away for the rich snobs. This disparity is transparent, and in protest, Homer tries to blow himself with dynamite. But when that fails, he encourages everyone with the new code to break away from Springfield and start their own city.
Fellow 939ers, I say we break off and form our own city!
Everyone backs Homer with this one, and quickly Springfield is divided into old and new Springfield. When people see how well Homer is handling this new divide, they decide to elect him as the mayor of New Springfield. Meanwhile, the old part of the city is celebrating their new status as well, but there is still a lot of tension between the rich and poor. However, Homer doesn't seem to care about the area code anymore, and now that he is the mayor, he reaps the full benefit of bossing people around.
Big grins! Mwah! That'll play great in the sticks.
But the situation is far from perfect, and later on, while playing with Milhouse, Bart gets accosted by the bullies from Old Springfield. They take away his frisbee and his pants. Even Marge faces discrimination when she visits the Quick E-Mart on the other side of town. Apu places an out-of-town tax on Marge's grocery.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Simpson, but we have to charge you foreign devils more.
When Marge goes back home, she complains to Homer about feeling out of place in Old Springfield. Even the news doesn't hold back from calling the people of New Springfield filthy, uneducated, and ugly. The rich snobs are doing what the rich snob do best. Their discrimination is through the roof. And in order to take revenge, Homer sneaks into the power plant and closes all electric power in Old Springfield. This only causes a war between the two sides. The old side retaliates by attacking the beer supply of the new side. And then, this causes Homer and his pals to block the water supply towards Old Springfield. But this leads to the richer side finding gold at the bottom of the lake, and they become even richer.
We're slightly richer.
Old Springfield is now even more pretentious because of all the gold, and Homer realizes that they need to create a wall between the two sides. That's the only way to keep the filthy snobs out. Soon, the wall is created, and Homer addresses his citizens. Despite not having access to food, water, hospitals, and schools, Homer hopes that the wall will keep his fellow citizens happy, but all of them abandon him pretty soon, and Homer is left the mayor of a ghost town.
Well, Dad, you're mayor of a ghost town.
Homer and his family are the only ones left in New Springfield. This is pretty embarrassing, even by Homer's standards. But now, there is only one thing Homer can do to truly inconvenience the people of Old Springfield, and that is by luring the Who into playing at New Springfield instead. With the plan in motion, Homer and Bart sneak into the hotel where the band is staying. A security guard swiftly blocks their path, but instead of throwing them out, the guard leads the father and son to the band. Homer is mesmerized to see his favorite band in the flesh and tries to convince them to play in his part of the town. Homer believes that the Who's rebellious music will be wasted on the privileged elite of Old Springfield, and they will be forced to change their act. This is a great cause of concern for the band, and after discussing the matter amongst themselves, Homer manages to land a gig for the Who in New Springfield.
We'll do it.
Yeah!
The night of the concert finally arrives, and everyone at Old Springfield is waiting for the concert to begin, but the band hasn't shown up yet. All of a sudden, everyone hears the band performing in the distance, and the people of Old Springfield realize that Homer has lured the Who into his side of the town. This discovery elicits a violent response, and everyone rushes to start a riot.
Who's ready to riot?
Back in New Springfield, Homer enjoys the concert with his family. The audience is a little depressing considering only Homer and his family are in attendance, but that does not stop Homer from enjoying every second of it. Homer even has a playlist for the band to play, and he even joins the band up on stage and does a little performance. Homer is clearly having the time of his life, even though no one else is amused.
Look, Lisa, Daddy's in the Who.
Soon, the people of Old Springfield arrive as well, and they demand Homer to give the band back. When Homer refuses, the people of Old Springfield pull out their medieval weapons and throw garbage fireballs at Homer. The entire situation is out of control at this point. The members of the Who have no idea what's going on, but when they learn that all of this fighting is happening due to an area code issue, the band has a perfect solution. Apparently, area codes are a thing of the past. And if people at Springfield use the new dial-up telephones that automatically speed dial any number, then the situation can be resolved. It seems like no one else thought of this solution, and even people of Old Springfield find this solution very agreeable.
Radio Shack has some great ones.
Says you.
Now that the area code is no longer a point of contention, Homer wants the band to play his favourite song. The Who promise to perform on one condition: the ugly wall Homer erected has to go. The guitarist of The Who takes it upon himself to tear down the wall and eliminate the unnecessary divide between Old and New Springfield. Finally, the concert begins in full swing, and Homer's insanity as a mayor finally comes to an end. This was a great episode, just like the time we see the Simpsons in their anime version. If you want to see what happens, check this video next, but not before smashing those like and subscribe buttons.